Hi, it's Marcus here, and I want to do this quick video with a big shout out to one of our mentees, Greg, who obviously mentee, as we're mentoring him quite personally, also on a one-on-one basis. And I wanted to talk about the dangers, Greg, of overcomplicating things. So let's say you've been on somebody's course, for example ours, and then you go, oh, that's great, and while I'm learning this, I'm also going to do this home study course, and I'm going to go on a technical analysis course, and I'm going to go, and immediately I'm like, oh, no, because you're overcomplicating things, because what you're doing is you're saying, well, here's a recipe, so thanks for your recipe, Marcus, A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F. I've done other videos on this. But instead of following the recipe, you're already going off and saying, well, what else is there out there before you've even started the recipe? So now, let's say we have very clear rules, but you in the back of your mind are saying, yeah, but also what I could add to that is, and listen, nothing wrong with that, later, but first you need to follow the recipe that we are teaching you so that you know how to bake our chocolate cake. You can't immediately get a recipe for chocolate cake and you say, right, Granny, what is your best recipe for the chocolate cake? Okay, so great, I'm going to do this. And then as you're then you read the thing online that actually it's a really good idea to add lemons. So you go, oh, great, so I'm going to add lemons to it. Well, hold on a moment. So now you're no longer baking that cake. You're also not baking that cake. What are you doing? It's a mess. So it overcomplicates things. And the other thing, and this is very important, is this. See, I love it when people come to us with their cup empty, totally empty, because then what we can do is we can pour our information in. So what happens is if people come and they keep filling up their own cup with other people's information, as we're trying to pour our information in, how can we when it's already full? So we're, let's say, water, trying to get a clear water in there, and it's already filled up with, I don't know, Coca-Cola or something like that, right? And we're like, well, why aren't you getting, I don't understand, why aren't you getting the nice clear water result? Unbeknown to us, there's a Coca-Cola in there. So we're pouring and just not getting the result, and everyone's frustrated. So the idea behind it is to keep things simple, not to overcomplicate things, learn one or two strategies, and master them. Investment mastery, that's the whole idea. You master that strategy in all its permutations of when it goes up, when it goes out, when it goes sideways, what if it goes up, what if it gaps up, what if it gaps down, and that forms part of your trading plan. But if you then start adding things before you fully have mastered this, you're lost. And the worst thing is to change more than one thing. If you start adding two things, that's even worse, because if you change one thing, then at least you know what it is that might have made a difference, for the better or for the worse. If you change two things, which one is it? So this is my advice to people out there is, follow, like in personal development. If you're going to follow somebody like, I don't know, Grant Cardone or Tony Robbins and Eckhart Tolle, the power of now and meditation and being and then you've got this kind of massive action thing. So what are you going to do? So either focus on this one person for a while, it could be a year or so, but really go deep and wide with that person or that person. I'm not saying any of them are better or worse. I'm just saying if you start mixing things without really knowing what you're doing, it's a mess. I can promise you that chocolate cake, I don't know what it's going to taste like, but it is going to look horrible, it is going to feel horrible, and it is going to taste horrible. So that's my advice for you, Greg.